Hi everybody and welcome to Thursday's Hocus Pocus. Today we are going to discuss paganism. And when I started looking for what to say about paganism, holy man, it's very, very confusing. Confusing and yet simple at the same time. So let's get into it. The word pagan is an umbrella word for a person that has beliefs and practices that are different from the church or Christian-based belief systems. And even though it is an umbrella word for many different belief practices, which I'll tell you in a couple minutes, there are three subcategories within paganism itself. So there is polytheism. Now these people recognize that there are several different divine beings, and people that practice Taoism or traditional African religion or most Hinduism practices all are under that polytheism. Then there are the nature-based pagans with the belief that in the divinity of nature itself. So they look at more of the tides, the moon, and the plants, the seasons, all that kind of thing. Then there is the sacred feminine. Now these pagans follow the feminine divine principles, meaning they make the female divine goddess more powerful, or instead of having any other kind of male divine aspect. So it is a very personal practice, and although for certain celebrations and ceremonies they may practice with others, or they may practice by themselves all the time, or they may be like people that go to church, practice together all the time. A collection of pagans is called a coven, a circle, a grove, or a nest. Are you confused yet? I found a quote from Jefferson Calico, a religion professor at the University of Kentucky. And this might help clear it up a little bit. Contemporary pagans feel a strong connection to the past and look to those pre-Christian practices, cultures, and spiritualities as inspiration for what they are trying to recover, find again, or create anew. They look at pre-Christian traditions of the past as repositories of ancient sacred wisdom and lifestyles that connected us to the cosmos, to each other in ways that are holy and sacred. Beautiful words. Now, the practice of paganism has many subcategories besides those other ones that I said. The other part of the umbrella, I should put it that way maybe instead, which is Wicca, Druidism, witchcraft, and Asatru. I probably didn't say that right, so I'm sorry. All similar, yet different. But you can also have different combinations of all of these things. That's why it's so confusing. So I guess it's kind of like different forms of Christianity where they have, Catholic, Protestant, Anglican, etc., etc., except that paganism you can take little bits of different practices and put it together and make it your own. With pagan practices, each person can and does make it their very own personal worship and ritual. It is driven by the collection of energy, collecting and dispensing of that energy to create and manifest whatever they want in their life. Some may use the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water. Some dance or drum to raise that energy. Some may call in the energies of different gods or goddesses, depending on what they want to create in that one time. And some do all of these things, and some do some sometimes and some a different time. So there's really no real rules to it, other than the one main rule that all pagans have is harm to none. Create whatever you want, do whatever you want, practice it however you want, as long as there's no harm to anyone else. Now, to me, it's just like prayer. It is the spiritual practice of paganism, whether you practice Wicca, Druidism, or any other form of this paganism. It is an alternative way to help focus and manifest over our lives in this world. It is based on the worship of nature or of the earth in a whole. The misconception, of course, especially the movies haven't helped that misconception by any means, that's for sure, is that it is evil and we worship the devil. And it's not to say that there aren't people that worship the devil and practice Satanism, but it doesn't fall under that umbrella of paganism. Satanism is a completely different road altogether. So I hope that clears up a little bit of what paganism is. We will next week be talking about Wicca, and it is another form, another section of paganism, and it is my favorite form. It involves beautiful ceremonies, beautiful worship times, and they really use all of the elements of nature in itself. So I hope you have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next week. This was Thursday's Hocus Pocus.